Hi everybody, I'm Kent Martz with On the Hunt with Alpin. Today I have special guest co-host, Lonnie Robbins.
Hi Kent.
The video you just saw, Lonnie was featured prominently in. So today, the show's going to begin with a visit with Alpin Pro Staff Coordinator, with Alpin Pro Staff member Jordan Dean, Live TV, who's going to talk about Missouri waterfowl hunting. Then we're going to talk with Alpin Pro Staff Coordinator Rick White about the state of the hunt. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Go.
Lonnie, today we're not going to be talking about the Benton County Quail Barn and the youth sports hunting.
Okay.
Today, let's talk about quail hunting and pheasant hunting trips that you've taken in the past. So you've been quail hunting and pheasant hunting, what, all your life?
Yeah, been well over 50 years. I was born and raised in Kansas. I moved here in July of '77 and been hunting ever since.
So we got some pictures. Let's go to some pictures and let's talk about what the pictures are showing. There we go.
This is a hunt that was up in Missouri about 3 years ago. Me and some friends are up there hunting, and this is their dogs. This is on a quail hunt we went on.
Is that a Brittany?
There was a Brittany and a German Shorthair, I believe is what it was.
You see a darker one in the background.
Yeah. This one, if you look out the window real close, we drove by this place and there's about 9 bald eagles out in this field. And I just took a real quick picture of it as we was driving by.
So what were they out there in the field? Were they feeding on some carrion?
They were feeding on something, I couldn't tell.
Okay.
But they were definitely feeding.
Okay. And we know what that is.
This is earlier this year in Iowa. I went on a hunt up there, and I'm going back up there in 3 weeks, and then I'm going, as soon as I get back from there, the next week, I'm going to Missouri for another hunt.
Okay. And how many miles you walk, you think, when you do those hunts?
I don't even want to know. I get my daily exercise in twice over when we go on one of our hunts.
Yeah. So this is just walking along with the sun in the background?
This is up in Iowa again.
That's not you, it doesn't look like one of your
No, that's a very good friend of mine that lives in Iowa.
Okay, is it his farm?
No.
Okay. What are you shooting, 20 gauge, 12 gauge?
I shoot a 28 gauge.
28 gauge?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've shot 12s for years, but the last couple of years, I've had a few health problems, so I went to a 28 gauge, and I wished I'd been shooting it years ago.
I was asked, have you had any problems taking down pheasant? Quail, obviously, a 28 gauge is going to be fine, but for pheasant, that seems like it might be a little bit small.
I've taken down several pheasant with my 28s already, and like I said, it's a fun gun to shoot. It's real light. I can put a box of shells in my shirt pocket almost and take off walking.
Right. And carry it all day.
And carry it all day.
Right. The part I love about never been pheasant hunting, but quail hunting, is watching the dogs work. Watching the dogs work is just fantastic to see how they just innately know what to do, and the training that's been involved to get those dogs to just naturally build their instincts and their abilities and the flush and the sound of the wings, and talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, if you've never hunted with a dog before, it's an experience all to itself. Just even if you're there just walking with the dogs, help training the dogs. They are very, very meticulous about how they point birds out. When you shoot and harvest an animal, the way they go get them and bring them back to the owner of the dog. not to you, but to the owner of the dog is who they bring it back to.
And that points out something that I've had guides that were very clear, don't talk to the dogs.
Do not talk to the dogs.
And other guides have been fine, talk to the dogs, but generally it's don't talk to the dogs because that confuses the dogs. They don't know what to do. So
it does for a fact.
And that's hard because we all want to go up and scratch the dogs and praise the dogs and reward them with our human
thank you very much. Yeah,
but it's
good boy. But no, they don't want you to do that.
Right. It's all
There's
about
a few
the
that don't mind, but most of them they want control of their dog.
Right. So we talk about recipes. What's your favorite pheasant recipe?
I like stuffing them with fruit, baking them. Then as soon as they get done, pull the fruit out, throw it away, and it pulls a little bit of that game taste out of it. Now, 2 years ago, I learned a new recipe, and it was Pheasant Stroganoff, and it was awesome.
So so the ones that you stuffed, you plucked them whole bird?
I skin them.
You skin them?
I skin them.
But whole bird?
Yes.
Whole bird otherwise, okay. And so quail, what do you do with
Quail, the legs, I save them in one portion and then just pull the breast out. It's a real quick, put your thumb in, the breast's gone, pop the 2 legs. That's all you keep on a quail.
Right. And how you cook them?
Marinate
Marinate them in Italian?
I've marinated them. I've fried them. I've baked them. To me, it is very delicious meat.
Right. All right. So, you have any hunts coming up, or is the season over with?
No, like I said, I'm going back to Iowa. I think it's the 10th of January, and then the end of January, I'm going to Missouri for another hunt. So I got 2 big hunts coming up.
And are you walking your miles so it doesn't kill you?
Lately, I have been. I've been doing some other stuff besides hunting. If you notice the hat that I've got on, the newest Northwest Arkansas, Ozark Highlands Nature Center. I've been helping getting it up and running, just volunteering my time. I'm retired, so I get to volunteer and I get to help the youth, different organizations, and now I'm getting to do some more hunting again. So thanks to COVID.
Thanks to COVID.
I get to hunt more.
That's happening a lot. And, sadly, though, out at the Quail Barn, you do a lot of the cooking out there.
Yes, I do.
But sadly, we've not been having those events, and you haven't been able to get all hot and sweaty over the grill.
And that's one thing that I love doing at Benton County Quail. I am a committee member, grounds committee and cook committee, and one of my favorite deals is cooking. And we cook a lot of stuff out there. But the last year or this year, it's all been canceled. And hopefully next year brings a new good year, and we can get back to cooking, bringing the public in, letting them know what we're about, and getting more money to nonprofits that we like to support, especially the youth shooting teams.
I think it's critical for all of us who are outdoorsmen and outdoors women to find organizations and nonprofits to support with our time and our money. If we want to continue our passions and our enjoyment of the outdoors, we have to keep those organizations alive and functioning when time is really hard for them right now because money can be short, programs aren't paying, and it's just incumbent that we try and channel like you do. Your time is valuable to the Nature Center that just got opened up here.
And like you said, Ken, time is valuable, but if you can take your son's neighbor's kid, your son's friend, and take them out hunting, you don't have to let them carry a firearm. Just take them out hunting. Let them experience the outdoors. There is nothing more rewarding than watching kids learn about the outdoors. They have questions, answer them for them.
Last week we had Joe Falcon on, who that talked about his program. I don't know if you saw the program or not.
I did.
But Joe has a wonderful ministry and program, and we all need to find ways to do stuff like that. So anyway, be safe on your hunts.
Thank you.
Don't step any holes, don't slip and fall down, and have a good time.
Okay, and
So-
thank you for having me here
You're
today.
welcome. It's great having a co-host.
Yes.
And off we go. So now let's go to Jordan Dean. Jordan,
Yes, sir.
how you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How's life in North Central Missouri?
Well, I'm fighting COVID right now. Other than that, got a big cold front pushing through, so hopefully it brings more ducks down tonight.
So is part of your COVID treatment get out in the woods and walking around and try not to freeze to death in the cold weather?
Yes, hopefully that vitamin D really works its magic.
Yep, for sure. All right, so what are you after right now?
Mainly right now we are going after ducks. I'm going to start doing a little bit of coyote hunting as the weather gets colder, but right now we are working ducks.
Now, how's your season been this year, Jordan?
Season hasn't been all that great. A lot of warm weather. We've managed to, get a few ducks here and there. Hasn't been like we normally do, but it's been good.
Okay.
We're getting out to get to hunt. So
A bad day of hunting is better than a good day at the office.
yeah,
un-
correct.
Unless
So,
unless you're my son and they have he gets paid to go hunting for the company he works for and they call it the office. So he goes out to the office and goes deer hunting. So that's pretty cool.
It'd be
yeah,
nice.
that'd be a good job to have. So
It's a tough life he's got. So anyway, what kind of birds is your primary species? Mallards?
yeah, mallards. We get a lot of mallards. A lot of the other ducks push through. We'll get our gadwalls, and then the divers are still showing up when we're hunting the big water. But a lot of times we're just hunting flooded cornfields or marshes, and 99% of them are mallards. Pintails are few and far between, but like I said, 99% of them is mallards, spoonies.
Yep. So what's your favorite diving duck recipe?
I don't know if there is one, but I jerky out of those, I guess.
And then what do you do? Make jerky and then throw the jerky away?
No, you can eat the jerky.
Oh,
Yours
okay.
got a little bit more than the others.
I haven't tried the duck jerky yet, so
Well, Jordan, feel free to send me some diving duck jerky, and we'll do a live report one of these shows. And the cameramen
I'll do that.
the cameramen are all rubbing their tummies right now, all happy about the idea of eating duck jerky,
Well,
even if it is.
unfortunately, I believe Rick ate all my deer jerky when he was down in November. I would send you that, but I'm out. So
Well, most of us, you got to be prepared. We're going to eat, and if you're going to bring something, you better bring a lot because, most of us are pretty healthy meat
that's the
eaters.
reason I didn't bring my deer jerky.
Yeah.
I ain't got enough left for everybody to eat it.
Well, you know what that means, don't you?
I've ate most of it.
No. Have you filled all your tags?
No.
That's where I'm getting at, brother. You need to get out there and produce some more raw material.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm
I
fixing to do a bunch of summer sausage, and when I get it made,
We'll have you back.
I'll have some up here.
Absolutely.
I've
Sounds
got
like a plan.
about 200 pounds of deer meat in the freezer
And-
that I need to process
Yep.
out.
Very good. So, Jordan, what are you mostly hunting with? Carrying a 12 gauge?
yeah, I carry a 12 gauge. That steel shot makes it hard enough on the ducks. So
Yeah.
if they're out there a little farther, I want to make sure they can get killed and not wounded.
Now, when you say you're hunting on big water, what are you talking about? You're north of the Missouri River, so what big
Correct.
water do you have?
We have Thomas Hill Lake we hunt a lot in. It's a warm water. It's a electric lake. There's a big power plant on it, so it stays open all year round.
Right.
That's our big water. And then we also have a lot of conservation grounds, Grand Pass, Fountain Grove, Swan Lake area that you got draw in to hunt, but we usually do pretty good there. So that's our marshes and our flooded cornfields.
Okay. Do you fish that warm water lake a lot?
Yes, we do.
And
We do.
what does it produce big fish of?
Crappie and stripers are what we go after.
Okay.
So it big crappie lake, really good crappie lake. So
How big is it?
it stretches about. It's pretty long. It's not very wide. It's only like 1.5 miles wide and probably 12 miles long.
So, water temperature is what right now? What's the lowest it ever gets to? In the 80s?
I'm sorry. What? No, it gets down to the 50s. The main channel and stuff, it gets pretty cold there. There's a warm water discharge that stays 60 or above. In the summertime, it gets to 85 or so.
Okay. All right. Well, stay safe out there and knock down some birds and take some pictures, take some video while you're out. Get some of those beautiful sunrises I love to see on a duck morning from a duck blind.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful sunrise. Yeah, for sure. All right. Jordan, thanks for.
Thank you, Jordan, for being with us tonight.
Thanks for saving
No
that,
problem.
Lonnie. We couldn't have planned that better. All right. Hey, Rick, you're up now.
Yes, sir.
What's going on with the state of the hunt?
Well, hey, let me start off by saying, I've been listening to the last couple of weeks, people talking about duck hunting, and I used to duck hunt years ago myself, but I have yet to eat a duck that I thought was worthy of it actually being in and on my stove. Now I'm going to get a lot of flack from duck hunters, I'm sure, and the one thing I always hear from the duck hunters, you just got to know how to cook it. Well, I have had some decent duck that was wrapped in bacon and thrown on the grill, but quite honestly, you can wrap a tennis shoe in bacon and the tennis shoe tastes pretty good. So, I don't know. No, I'm not knocking it, but ducks, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it took my mom.
Let's talk a little bit about some good eating deer and maybe some turkeys or something like that. How about?
It took my mom several years to learn to cook duck to where we would enjoy it and eat it. And she never would share the recipe with me.
Well, that was mean.
I know.
Yeah, and I don't want to knock the duck hunters out there. Like I said, I used to do a lot of duck hunting myself. And really the only reason I'm not duck hunting much anymore is, well, first of all, the last time I went duck hunting, we were still shooting lead shots. So that tells you about how long ago it was. But, all the deer hunting and the turkey hunting that I do, and I just don't have time to be chasing ducks. And it'd just be another expensive habit to add to the repertoire. But no, it was fun. I enjoyed it. And but it's all about deer in the fall for me, and of course turkeys in the spring. So, and
can't beat that.
Our deer season, our shotgun season here in Iowa, where I live, just ended last weekend, and we went up to the farm, and we were doing some serious hunting, but we were doing some doe patrol too, and we had pretty good harvest of does. We do that every year. We get some depth tags due to crop damage, and we try to thin them out a little bit, and we did. But I will say that in Iowa and a lot of the other states I've hunted this fall, the deer numbers seem to be down a little bit. EHD possibly in some areas, maybe CWD in others, and maybe, I don't know, maybe some pressure and the bad, it's been warmer than normal. So a lot of these deer are moving more at night, but we just didn't see the number of deer, and we really didn't see the number of big bucks like we normally do. They're out there, but I don't think quite as many.
Yeah, I think, Rick, that we're all facing that warm weather, in all aspects of being outdoors. I mean, I don't like hunting when bow season opens up. I hate getting bit by mosquitoes. And I saw a mosquito a week and a half ago. And it was like, gee whiz, what's going on here? And we should be past the mosquito stage right now. And we're still seeing some mosquitoes. So
yeah, we don't have any mosquitoes, I can tell you that. Listen, I went out today, which is typical of me to go start my Christmas shopping about 2 days before Christmas. That's what I do. And I was out. I was one of those guys that was out facing the crowds. And anyways, on the way to the store at about 12:30 this afternoon, it was 53 degrees. I looked at my phone. I was in the store for about a half hour, maybe 45 minutes. And when I came out, I checked the temperature again, and it was 39. It had dropped that much in 45 minutes. And we're heading down into the single digits this evening. And we had 53 degrees here this morning. So that's Iowa for you. And, that's kind of what you deal with sometimes. On the other side of the coin, though, it is supposed to semi warm up just a little bit. We're going to be in the 30s and maybe even 40 again here in the next few days. So, not a big freeze, but it's still going to be cold.
Yep.
Yeah, I wish it would be that way down here. Like Kent was saying, we have a 5-month archery season in Arkansas, Starts October,
Right.
actually end of September to the last day of February. And it's been too hot to get out there and really archery hunt.
All right.
No, it has, absolutely. And I've still got, I was down hunting in November with Jordan, actually, down in Missouri's rifle season, and I didn't take a deer. So my tag is still good for the late muzzleloader season that opens up the day after Christmas. So I'm hoping to run down to Steve Herndon's down at Wablo Creek Outfitters and do a little late season muzzleloader hunt. And then I still have Iowa muzzleloader season, which is on right now and goes till January 10th. So I'm just waiting for the weather to get colder, maybe get a little snow on the ground, and I expect it'll be a pretty good hunt as it usually is.
You know, talking about the weather, and my son and grandson were out Monday or Tuesday at the farm, and my 5-year-old grandson found a shed. And already, I know. And I was like, last year's, and he says, this year's horn. And
Wow.
I think I wonder if something genetic was going on weird there, because it wasn't big at all. You know, it looked like a yearling, but year and a half deer. But it was still weird to find a shed that early that was a new shed.
A new shed.
I'm just wondering if it's heat related as much as anything else.
No, listen, I found a shed the other day myself. It's very typical this time of year that some of the bucks are going to start shedding. I mean, they just naturally do about now.
It's that time of year.
We don't
until the first part of March.
That's probably the earliest I've ever seen a shed. I mean, I don't shed hunt a lot, but you know, I've been out in the woods a lot, not the last few years, but it was generally, January before I started seeing sheds.
Yeah, you're not going to do any shed hunting this time of the year, but there's been many a times in the past years that we've shot bucks, and if you're pulling them out with the antlers, we've actually pulled them off.
Yes.
Some of that, a lot of that has to do with, it could be stress related. It could be due to the food source. It could be to the amount of water that we had throughout the year. There's a lot of reasons why, but it is perfectly normal to find sheds. Now you won't find probably a lot of them right now, but in the next 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to start seeing them.
Finding more and more of them. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Rick, anything else you want to cover, or are you wrapping it up?
Well, no, I think we're pretty good. Next week we've got Jack Code is going to be on the show, and Jack kind of coordinates all the pro bow shooters for us. So looking forward to hearing what he's got going on, and he lives out east. So it'll give us a little bit of a different look of what's going on out there. I know they've had a lot of snow. I think he's out in New York, so lots of snow out there, and I would imagine that may have shut down some of their deer season. And as you guys have always mentioned, especially with everything that's been going on in 2020, and Jordan mentioned he was dealing with COVID right now, and I know he is. I've been talking to him on a regular basis. I actually had COVID about 2 months ago, and I was very fortunate. I had very few symptoms, lost my sense of taste and smell, but I got through it just fine, and I think most people do, and my heart goes out to those that have to deal with it on the other side. But one of the things we always talk about is getting kids out, and with 2021 coming up and kind of a new look on life, maybe perhaps let's get some of these kids involved and get them out there. And there's not a better feeling in the world. And I know a lot of the folks watching. I saw William Sullivan was watching, and John Dallas is on there, and these are guys that take kids all the time, and I can't stress it enough. And being in the hunting industry, of course, we want to bring kids up into the outdoors because they're our future when it comes to buying hunting supplies. But more importantly, getting kids out in the outdoors is just a great experience for them. I know it has been for me ever since I started hunting back when I was 6 years old to this day. I can't get enough of it. So
6 years old and started with a BB gun.
On that note, and then I also want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. Holidays are real big for me and my family, and I love Christmas time, probably one of my favorite holidays. And it rates turkey season's close, but no, Christmas is one of my favorite holidays, and truly want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
All right, Rick, thanks, and Merry
Same
Christmas
to
to you too.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
So, close the show every week with a special. Co-host Mark Strachey's taking the rest of the week off, and he's with his family, and so he turned over the special duties to me. Today's special is the Alpen Kodiak Model 829 10 by 42 binoculars. They're waterproof, have long eye relief. They're fully multi-coated. They're rubber armored for rugged protection and durability. And and they have twist up eye cups.
Hey, guys, and they have a lifetime warranty. Lifetime.
And they have a
warranty.
That's
Lifetime.
right. Thank you. They have a
I just
lifetime
gotta
warranty.
all you gotta do is register your binoculars and you'll have that lifetime warranty.
Bingo.
Simple. Easy.
Register them within 60 days of purchase, and they have the Alpen lifetime warranty on them. Here they are. They're a great product. Flip up, flip down. Boy, that's some one.
You're
the
looking
one.
at the cameraman back there now. I don't
Hang
know
on,
if
let me see if
I
I
do
can get
that
him to
or not.
focus. That's one ugly
is a
ape back
great
there.
pair of optics.
Jiminy
Yes.
Christmas. We call him Grape Ape. He's a
Grape ape.
he's a rather small fella. So come with this great Alpen case.
Are you gonna be Santa this year or what? Are you
I'm
just
Santa.
one of the elves?
I'm Santa every year, brother.
He's an elf too.
I don't have pointed ears like you. Don't you? That's why you keep your hair so long, so they can't
Yeah,
see
so
your
you can't see my ears.
pointy little ears that
Yeah.
you got right there. So anyway,
All right.
it's these things are hot. I don't know. A Santa suit would be a good survival suit, actually, and that's why he wears that thing, because it's got to be pretty darn cold to be comfortable in a Santa suit. So that fat guy knows what he's doing to stay warm in the wintertime. And one of those survival episodes I saw a few years ago, that they kidnap a guy and drop him out in the woods. And they dropped him in Norway in a Santa suit with his felt Santa suit, and he's like a clam in the mud. He thought he was going
that
to be
red
suffering.
suit out in that white snow, he ought to be found
It's a
quick.
safety. It's a
Yeah.
safety device too. Very good for
Yeah.
sure. So
Well, you make a good Santa. Maybe a beard might help just a little bit. But
Hey,
other
Rick,
than that,
I attempted to grow a beard
yeah, you're
one
doing
year
fine.
for No Shave November, and my beard grows straight out. The hairs don't curl, which looks really odd. And there's a patch right here. It grows exactly no hair. So I've got a straight beard, big old circle, and it's just crazy. So anyway, I think it's time to wrap up the
I
show.
think it is.
I want to thank everybody for watching. Everybody have a Merry Christmas. Be safe if you're traveling. Use personal protection. Use the face masks. We've all by now know somebody that's either had it or has been really sick or died from it. I've had two very close friends this week die from COVID, pneumonia-related COVID. They were both perfectly healthy in their late 60s, and it knocked them both down. And it's hard to watch. So, take it serious. So anyway, thank you for joining us. On behalf of Lonnie Robinson.
Thank you for having
I'm
me.
not shaking your
Okay.
hand. Bump.
Bump.
Thanks, Ronnie, for stepping in and
You
being
bet.
a co-host.
Anytime.
We're going to have
Anytime.
you back. I'm Kent Martz for Rick White. Thanks, Jordan Dean. Everybody have a Merry Christmas. Stay safe. Thank you for watching On the Hunt with Alpen. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. This event today is the Ozark Youth Shooting Team Sportsman's Banquet.
This program teaches kids, and I say that literally, kids. You start out in this program at 8 years old, and from that age, you are pounded with safety, everything.
This is our 9th year. We do really well. All the money stays here in Benton County, goes to the youth shooting, and it's great things.
We have lots of stuff on auctions, raffle tickets. All the money goes to help support the youth shooting team of Benton County. The money stays here with this organization.
So, 850, right all the way back to 850. You've got 1-year-old riding the tank. Big time.
Benton County Quail has been around for many years now. Alpen, it's been a big supporter of our group. I'm a committee member, I'm a grounds committee member, and I'm a cook committee member. So when you come to our banquets, you always have some good food to eat. the kids that are here and the kids that can't afford to come, we do not turn kids away.
No, this is the great thing where you can give your knowledge to these kids and then watch them grow. And we've already watched kids grow, go to college, get a degree, and come back and coach in this club.
I think it went fantastic. We had more $500 packages sold tonight than ever.
No hiccups that I know of so far.
We'll be here next year, Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise.